Thanks for joining us. We will get started in just 1 minute. Make sure that you have subscribed to us on your favorite social media. Look up Birdland Sports on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Like, follow, retweet, share. See you in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, Next Generation of Baltimore Sports Talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Soroka. As always, I'm joined by a guy who spent his entire weekend talking to China to see if he could return his King Felix jersey, the button lover, Josh Soroka.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
Good. A lot to talk about this week.
Yeah, that King Felix stuff not working so great.
No. Today is our special predictions episode.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and we're also joined by...
I was going to say, there's a third body below you.
Yeah, as usual, the zany one, Bert Brody. Hey, Bert.
What up, 336ers?
as it used to be regularly or usually. It's been a while,
I saw somebody's tweet pop up at the bottom there with my name, so it's nice to be appreciated. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's like you never left.
Did you?
Seriously.
It's been a year, right? You didn't make it on for football season, right?
No, I'm trying to think. I think the last time I was on was at your house when you were still in the rental down in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
When we surprised Matt that time.
That's true.
That's been well over a year.
Yeah, probably so. You're right. You were too busy with Costco. On the Ravens.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they put Lamar Jackson in for Joe Flacco 2 years ago, and things got interesting.
Right. Bert hasn't been on the show since Lamar Jackson was quarterback.
That's true. I haven't been to Costco since Lamar Jackson's quarterback. No, that's a joke. Obviously, that's not true.
We know you live.
I would never give up my loyalty to Costco.
No, but it's fun that you get to come on here as we all get excited for opening day this week. Season starting, home opener next week. But it's something that I think, even though you've been off the show, you're excited baseball season's coming.
Oh, definitely. It is a little annoying that we have to spend practically a whole week of road games before we get that home opener. But I'll take it. I'll take 0-6 home opener if it means we get to go to Camden Yards again.
True. After a year of no Camden Yards.
I was trying to explain this to Emily, to my wife. I was like, Em, clear the schedule tomorrow at 2:00. I'll be watching the game. And she said, yeah, next week I got you. And I was like, no, opening day is Thursday, this week Thursday. She said, no, I thought it was next week. No, that's the home opening day. This is the normal opening day, not the home opening day.
Well, it's so confusing to me that I booked my flight for the wrong week, and then I had to go in and change it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, no, for real?
Even though I knew the 8th, I said, opening day is the 1st, so I booked my flight around the 1st. I put my time off request in for the 1st, and then the next day I realized, wait, I think I got that wrong and shifted it all.
So I'm glad you didn't show up to Camden Yards.
Boston. You didn't fly to Boston.
No, could you imagine how much tickets for opening day in Boston are going to cost this year? Are they having fans? Here's the deal. Florida, all the fans, whatever. So I was able to go to Sarasota and see games. Fine. They had restricted, but no issue. Baltimore, I know, and I've paid attention to, so I know Camden Yards is limited amount of people. I haven't paid any attention. Do the rest of the stadiums, are they opening up across the country?
Only Texas.
Well, Texas is wide open. I know that.
Yes, and that's it. Everyone else is limited except for Texas.
But are the others open? Like, is Fenway
Yes.
Park open?
Yes.
Yeah. In fact, I mean, I didn't read the article, but I saw a headline saying how the Fenway Park is making adjustments in order to fit a certain number of fans in because it is such a tiny ballpark
Right.
as it is.
The seats, you're already sitting on top of each other.
Right.
Piece
So.
of junk
If
ballpark.
I'd have actually read the article, I'd share with you what I read. I
No,
saw
we
the
read
headline, so
headlines. We read
that's all I'm
headlines.
good
That's what
for.
we do here.
I just pulled it
Headlines.
up.
That's basically that'll be the gist of my spring training analysis is whatever Rock tweets.
I just pulled it up. 4,500 fans in Fenway on Thursday.
Okay.
So, not bad.
All right.
I think Camden Yards is what, 10,000?
Camden Yards?
Yeah,
11,000.
11,000. Right.
Yeah.
Which is the same attendance that they normally have in April outside opening.
That's
day.
what I'm curious about because for opening day it'll be an issue, obviously. But every game after that, anybody who wants to go should still be able to go.
Maybe,
Unless it's like Father's Day giveaway or something like that.
Well, they're limiting it to you have to be a season ticket holder to buy tickets. So
Okay.
that's one way they're managing it. So you're going to have to pay more if you want to go because you'll have to get them off StubHub. So that'll be one thing. Also, I can't figure this out. There are people like us, are most Oriole fans like us, just anxious to get back to the stadium? Or is there still hesitancy, like I don't want to go to a stadium filled with people, even with stuff spread out?
I think it's both. Because it's for me, and I think a little bit for you guys, the COVID issue is not necessarily a make or break deal. You just would want to go back to Camden Yards and go to a baseball game. But there is a large segment of the population who's like, I'm not going anywhere near where there's strangers until they tell me I can. Safely.
Why didn't we get Bert on here for his COVID takes? The past year?
I would have been out of here a long time ago, probably. You brought me in for like 2 weeks of COVID takes, and like, we got to get this guy out of here.
Yeah, I agree with Bert. I think half the population is like, I miss baseball, get me back. The other half is like, I don't want to go to restaurants. I don't want to be around people. Even when we go back to North, like, I'm still hesitant. And I don't know as far as baseball fans, what part of the population baseball fans fall into.
Right.
Because I think baseball fans, like football fans, no offense to football fans, I don't think they care. I think football fans would freaking sell out, don't even care. Baseball fans, I think, are a little more cautious.
I get what you're saying about football fans, but I think it's just sports fans in general. I wouldn't say baseball fans are more cautious. I would say baseball, you see more of the business meetings and the afternoon special and taking just going to hang out and be part of something out there for the game.
And those guys won't come back in this environment. Probably.
Right.
This is hopefully would just be kind of the diehard, willing to risk your life to see an Oriole game.
Like, here's what I want to know about Camden Yards. Like, I get that all the seats are separated, but what about like the flag court? Like, are people allowed to hang out at the flag court?
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be rules.
Are they going to draw the circles like in the spring training fields where this 6-foot circle is mine?
There'll be attendants out, poor attendants whose only job is to be like, stay 6 feet away. Stay 6 feet away, please.
So, Bert, I went to Ed Smith for the spring opener. Yeah. And they had attendants walking around saying, put on your mask after every sip. Yeah. Put on your mask. Put on your mask. Yeah. So I would assume we're going to see some of that as well.
I got a lot of practice doing that too as a teacher. Cover your nose, pull up the mask. I've been doing a lot of that this past couple of weeks.
Pull up your pants.
Yeah, well, I've always been doing that, but now you had the mask. Pull up the mask and the pants. No, we got it. But enough. Yeah, go ahead, Bert.
I was just gonna say, from my standpoint, with my income tax work and meeting with clients, they all show up with a mask on their face, and they say, "Do you want me to keep my mask on?" And I say, "I really don't care. Whatever you're comfortable with," and because I honestly don't care.
I'm glad.
And that's what I'll tell the baseball attendant that.
I'm glad Bert's out here giving his
you want me to wear
COVID advice. Bert,
I'll wear it if you want me to wear it. Are you comfortable with wearing it? Are you uncomfortable with wearing it?
Bert would be right at home down here in Florida.
Yeah, well, I did.
I probably would.
And we shouldn't be talking about this because we have too much to get into with the Orioles. But I did have my first encounter with I got yelled at about the mask. Well, what happened was I was in the grocery store with my son, Silas. He's 3. I don't make him wear a mask. A random customer came in and kind of harangued me for not having my son wear a mask. It got a little bit ugly.
Even on you must have not been on the Eastern Shore.
No, this is on Eastern Shore Safeway. Eastern Shore Safeway.
Harassing
right there in
a 3-year-old for not wearing a mask.
In fairness, harassing me about said 3-year-old.
You should have told her he already got COVID. He's okay. He's got the antibodies.
Yeah. No,
really freak her out.
No, I said I appreciate her for your advice. I said thank you for the advice.
Yeah, I would have said I'm sure you're a blast at parties.
Wow.
See, down here we've got the other issue where if you wear a mask in the grocery store, someone makes a comment.
I wouldn't do either. To each their own. I don't understand why anybody talks to anybody. I don't want to be talked to, and I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't know why I'm on this show.
I agree. You're on this show because you can talk to the two of us, and everyone else types over on the sidebar, and you don't have to respond.
Yes, I appreciate that.
All right, no, but we got some Orioles preview stuff to get into. First of all, there's just over the past week, there's been a ton of action, right? So you want to recap a couple things that's happened before we get to our kind of predictions?
Yeah, sure. And Phil Burden, we got to see where Bert stands.
Yeah, seriously, how much of this do I actually know?
Well, I got to fill myself in because I feel like a lot of stuff. I was listening to, Masson has a podcast or whatever with a couple guys.
Yeah.
I was listening to
Jeff Arnold and Brett Hollander.
No, that's not it at all.
That's not it.
It's Paul something, and I don't know who the other guy is. It's the Masson All Access podcast or whatever.
Okay.
Not the Orioles podcast. The Masson podcast.
Isn't that like the Nationals podcast or something?
I don't know. Anyway,
you were listening to the Nationals podcast?
No, it was Orioles. It was an Orioles Masson podcast.
Yeah, right. Trader.
I'm checking your background for Nats gear now.
They were talking about we want to check someone's background. Check Bert's background. Don't worry about my background.
I wasn't going to point out his background. I was just leaving it there.
But they were like, first of all, the moves that have been made in spring training up until this point, I love almost all of them. I'm a fan of all these things. I'm a fan of. I never really liked Keegan Aiken. I'm glad he didn't make the open day roster. I called like they were. I mentioned them because they were shocked that Yomar Sanchez was released as we added Adam Plutko from the Indians. But like
we didn't do anything.
We talked about it last week. Like second base, it was like
it's a dump.
Yeah, he was like a 220 hitter. And these people are like, Gold Glove defense. It doesn't matter. Let me tell you, in high school baseball, I never played, even though I was the best infielder defensive player they had. But I never played except for like in the 9th inning. Why? Because I couldn't hit. And even in high school ball, you have to hit a little bit to play on the team. Yeah, and here we're in the majors, and Sanchez has proven throughout his career he can't hit. And yet people were surprised. Like, I'm glad. I'm done with Sanchez. I'm glad he's done.
But you know better. You know why people were. This is what Baltimore fans do. Why do you think they all loved Ryan Flaherty? He couldn't hit the ball.
But that's really what's annoying, right? We have no second baseman. Literally no second baseman on the roster. And we could have had Hanser Alberto if we just kind of kept him.
No. Yeah, the irritating part is Hanser Alberto.
Yeah,
because now we've got an opening day roster that's going to have Pat Vallecki at second base.
Vallecka. I know that name. Vallecka.
Yeah. But too many people, Josh, you'll never hear anyone criticize Hanser Alberto not being here, or Zach Pop being lost in the Rule 5 draft.
Yeah.
Who wants to criticize Mike Elias?
Yeah, Zach Pop, who made a roster.
Yeah, I like the way this organization's going. I like the way Mike Elias has done, but we can also point out when he's done poor things. I mean, I think the Matt Harvey thing is looking great so far. We'll see how Matt Harvey works out.
Right.
But if that works out, that's going to be a great signing. But anyway, I was just kind of covering the moves. I was throwing my opinions in there. I didn't mean to do that.
So Keegan Aiken got sent down.
So the rotation.
One point at a time.
What?
I said 1 point at a time. I'm still getting this Keegan Aiken news. This is news.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So Keegan Aiken got sent down. Everyone was surprised because he seemed like one of the guys who proved himself last year. But I guess he sucked in spring training, and it wasn't just working on something.
Yeah, and everyone who says spring training doesn't matter, will tell that to Keegan Aiken and tell that to Bruce Zimmerman.
Yeah.
But anyway, the rotation's set now. So starting pitchers, John Means will pitch opening day. Matt Harvey will be your second starter. Bruce Zimmerman will be your third starter. Jorge Lopez will be your fourth starter. And Dean Kramer will be your fifth starter. That's the rotation. It's set. That's it.
Yeah. And that lines
Nice.
up. If there's no rainouts or anything, it means the home opener, we get Matt Harvey.
Yep, which I think it's
Like
fun.
that.
I think that's
Sure.
fun, yeah. I've seen John Means. I want to see Matt Harvey.
Yeah, and hey, listen, and the order, like I think Kramer is right now is the second best pitcher on this team. Dean Kramer, not Matt Harvey. And I think Bruce Zimmerman is probably the worst, but he's the number 3 starter. I think this has more to do with, though, Means and Harvey and Zimmerman against Boston, and then you have Lopez and Kramer, and then Means again against the Yankees.
Because Kramer did well with the Yankees last year.
He did, and so did Lopez.
Yeah. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. The other news, Sanchez, I mentioned Sanchez was DFA'd, so now we don't have a second baseman. Ruiz has tried out there. Valleca can play there, probably will be there opening day. People think Urias can also play there, but people assumed Yomar Sanchez was our starting second baseman, but now he's no longer on the team. He was DFA'd to make room for Adam Plutko, who a former Indians starter slash reliever. He will, I guess, serve a long man role in our bullpen. So this, he's an older guy who I think people said Michael Elias just kind of liked him, liked his stuff. Also is developing a cutter that might be effective. But here's the thing. I love it because if I was a GM, this is what I would do. Like players who I like on MLB The Show or just players who I like for some reason because they had a nice mustache or something. A la Burt right there. I would like, and you just get it for cash considerations. This is great. I would make sure I get all these guys that I kind of liked when they were 20 or whatever in the draft room or something and just sign them because you're the GM. This is the perks. To me, Plutko is like the perks of being a GM. You can get these random guys for cash considerations. So whatever. I'm okay with it. We'll see how that works.
And again, it's a no harm situation.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hurt.
The other news was, I guess, notable news is that King Felix was released. He's no longer on the team.
Right. He requested a DFA after his injury since he didn't make the team. Do you think another team picks him up, or you think he just doesn't play this year?
Yeah, he requested DFA. I don't believe for a second he requested it. I think the Orioles said, "Get out."
You don't think he just didn't want to go to the minors?
No,
Didn't they offer him a minor league deal and he turned it down?
Yeah, I think it's probably something like Bert. I don't know the details, but I bet something like that because you're coming off an injury because he left the game because he's hurt.
Right.
So now he's hurt, and when he pitched, he was on like mid 80s.
Right.
Another team's not going to pick him up.
No, I know. I agree. I think he's done.
And so
he's at the point in his
like
career. Yeah, you're right. He needed somebody like the Orioles, who are bottom barrel team, just to give him a shot. And even if they're not going to give him a shot, then he's going to call it a career.
Right. And so that's why I think it was the Orioles' decision because he needs the Orioles more than the Orioles need him.
Exactly. Yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
Okay.
So anyway, and then the other news, relatedly, maybe not, similar situation. Wade LeBlanc was released, but then the next day he was re-signed for pretty much the same exact contract.
Do you think he even emptied his locker?
Yeah, I think he emptied a couple things from his locker, called his agent to see what was available. His agent called back about 12 hours later saying, you know what, you should probably just stay where you are.
Or do you think I saw it the other way of him telling Elias, hey, I'm not going to the minors. I'm leaving instead of going to the minors. And then Elias rested on it for 24 hours and said, all right, I still think we can flip LeBlanc.
Oh, really?
That was my take.
Yeah, you might be right, but I don't know how many other major league teams are looking to sign Wade LeBlanc either. So.
I don't think major league teams are looking to sign anyone.
Exactly.
I mean,
agree.
There's been no like big late name additions to any teams.
Right.
And there's always guys sitting out there.
Yeah, and none of this, and people, I think, again, are surprised with some of this stuff, but none of that, the Plutko signing should not have surprised anyone because Elias does this thing at the end where he waits for, I mean, he was going to be DFA'd, Plutko, so he's, I'll just give you some cash considerations for him.
We knew.
And so he does this all the time where he tries to add talent late in spring training.
Right. We mentioned it even last week. We mentioned, hey, this week Elias will sign someone because that's how he got Severino.
Yep. So everything's pretty much set. I mean, I guess the other
news.
Yeah, go ahead.
The other news would be the 2 Rule 5 guys.
Yes.
That we're keeping them both.
We're keeping both of them.
Because why not?
Because Bert doesn't know who they are.
Well, I know of Zach Pop, but he's not our Rule 5 guy anymore. He's somebody else's Rule 5
No,
guy.
it would be Tyler Wells, a pitcher.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see you say the second name.
Max Scarella.
Okay.
Is that right? I think that's
Scarella?
Yeah.
Scarella. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
sure that's a name he got made fun of in high school for. But he is Ben McDonald's nephew. And both pitchers. And they say Scarello is more starter material. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because I think some people say Scarella has the better stuff, but Tyler Wells had a much better spring training. Tyler Wells pitched really well in spring training. You could argue him and Bruce Zimmerman had the best spring trainings. And so he made it definitely on his spring training, where I think Max made it more on kind of his makeup. But we're keeping both of them, and good, because I'm mad about losing Zach Pop. So I hope these two players work out, because that makes me feel a little bit better about losing Zach Pop.
Right. And Mac, they say he's starter material because he has like 4.
Oh, yeah. I said Max. It's Mac.
No, it's Mac.
Yeah.
Like,
Mac.
Like a Big Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got more pitches, which is why they say he's starter material. Now, I didn't like that Brandon Hyde tried to explain how great it was signing these two, as in using Richie Martin as the example of a successful Rule 5 move.
Well, I mean, you need to look no further than Santander, right?
Right. That's what I mean. He should have went with Santander. If he wanted to go pitcher, he could have gone O'Day. But Richie Martin's not the right example.
Not yet. He might be.
Okay. Right. A little bit of a stretch there by Brandon Hyde.
This is year 3 for Richie Martin.
Yeah, but he was hurt all of last year.
Yeah.
And if you call that a year.
Yeah, I mean, it's
true.
interesting because Richie Martin, his last a couple years ago when he played every day for us, offensively was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. And then all last year he was hurt. And so, I just want to see him have a full – I mean, the reason you do these Rule 5 things is so you could suck up with them being terrible in the majors for a year, and then hopefully you can bring them, send them back down to the minors and develop them, and you got a new prospect.
Right.
So you hope Richie Martin can have a full year without getting hurt, so you can find out if he can be a second or baseman or shortstop next year, or if he's a bum.
Yeah. What do you take for the Orioles using Adley Rutschman in so many games up to the end, and getting in more games than Severino or Cisco?
Well, he was getting a lot of games at DH too.
Right.
Which is like
That's
they just
a lot of lineups for
yeah.
a guy who you're not taking to Baltimore with you.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to face major league pitching for the next 6 months. So might as well get it in now. I don't know.
Or is it for the pitchers? Is it well, no, he's playing DH.
He's doing a lot of DH.
No.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that there's no chance he makes it up to Baltimore next week? Right?
No, because he's not even on the 40 man. You have to make room for
40
him.
Man.
You have to make room for him.
Because I know they've been using him at DH because of Santander's injury.
Yeah.
But
there's other guys you could plug in there.
You could plug you got
anyone
40 guys you can plug in.
Yeah, you can put anyone in there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, even guys not on the roster.
Right. So I couldn't figure out why, even up to yesterday, he was in the lineup. And don't get me wrong, I love it. It just seems
they're trying to clean up that spring training record.
Right.
No, but it does.
Trying to sell more Oriole tickets, build some more excitement.
Right.
Well, yeah.
The problem is he was doing well.
Well, that's it, and that's the reason I like it, and that's the reason I think they're doing it.
Terrible problem.
I think this is. We haven't seen this lately. We haven't seen this very much at all. But this is what we call the superstar treatment, where I think they view Adley Rutschman as not just another minor leaguer developing. I mean, they view him as a superstar major leaguer, and I think Bert's right, where he's about spring training doesn't. I mean, AAA doesn't start for another month, and they want him to get as many major league at bats as possible because they know this kid's legit, how good he's going to be. I hope it means that they want him here sooner rather than later. I hope this means he's getting at bats, so he's ready to go in May on this squad. That's what I'm hoping.
It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So,
but I would be shocked, blown away, running around the house with no clothes on if he makes the opening, roster.
All right. So if he makes the roster, you're just going to treat it like any Saturday.
Yeah, it'd be a typical Saturday, but I'll do it on Thursday.
Gotcha.
But no, we got some predictions to get to.
Oh, not just any predictions.
Time now for bold predictions.
You want to start with Orioles record or start with bold predictions?
Let's start with the record.
Okay.
So I think Bert's having mic problems or headphone problems.
There we go. Me now?
Yes, we hear you.
Sorry about that. My Bluetooth things just popped out all of a sudden.
No problem.
Do we know for context? Do we know as far as like how other people have predicted the Orioles will finish this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that 0.0% that we all saw.
Yeah, Fangraphs has the 0-0.
I just looked up on Sports Illustrated. They have us finishing
52?
at 62 and
Right.
62 wins, 100 losses.
Might have been Ken Rosenthal who had us at 52 wins. I think the over-under in Vegas is 64 wins.
Yep.
So, why don't we start there with our predictions for the year?
All right. Well, I mean, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'm smashing the over button on 64.
Yeah, me too.
I'm smashing over 62. I'm smashing over 64. Like I don't think we're winning the World Series this year. Spoiler alert, I don't think we're winning the World Series. I also think though we're not going to have the worst record in baseball either.
I'll say I don't think we're going to have the worst record in our division.
Well, I mean, a lot of this depends on how the starting pitchers shape up. Yes. I think our offense will be good. Fine. I think the offense will be fine. Above average.
We can easily put up 9-10 runs a game. The question is, can our
average every game? Yeah.
Can our pitching hold back?
Right. Because if you look at John Means, I think he'll be pretty good. The rest of the pitching staff, I don't know. Is Harvey going to be good? I have no idea. Is Zimmerman going to be good? I have no idea. Is Jorge Lopez going to be good? I have no idea. All these guys could have ERAs of 4.2 or have ERAs of 7, and it would not surprise me either way.
I like that you're calling 4.2 as good.
For the Orioles,
That's your mark for good. 4.2.
Yeah, 4.2 is
4.2 is a great year.
For a starting pitcher. Josh.
He'll be in the Orioles Hall of Fame in 4 years.
Oh, we do. That was the other Orioles news this week. We have new Orioles Hall of Fame and
that's right.
Entries.
Know who
are you guys aware the Zips does the projections for batting average, ERA and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of Zips projections.
Doesn't the P in Zips stand for projection?
Oh, does it?
I assume.
Then what's the Z stand for?
Yeah, Josh. What's the Z stand for?
Zippity doo dah.
Anyway, they have. I said 4.2. They have 2 Orioles pitchers with ERAs under 4.2. Only one Orioles pitcher they project to have an ERA under 4. Just one pitcher. It's kind of wild.
Okay. Who's the one pitcher?
Tanner Scott.
Okay.
Friend of the show.
All right. Tanner Scott's a friend of the show?
Yeah, we interviewed him in Bowie the same day we interviewed DJ Stewart, also friend of the show.
And who was the third guy?
Glenn Davis. Young Glenn Davis.
That's right. It was Glenn.
We had all 3 of them on the same show back in the day.
Yeah, I told Tanner Scott. He says he was averaging walking one guy an inning. I said save your pitch count. Just let the first guy go to first. Right. That's your walk. And then you save your pitches and then just throw it to the rest of the guys.
Yeah, and I believe you told DJ Stewart to swing away.
Yeah, I told him it takes too many walks.
Opposite.
He needed to change his stance or something.
I think he's gone the opposite with getting more walks. So, Matt, what's your
Not
number?
to sidetrack, but you saw DJ Stewart. I just heard he's like BFFs with Derrick Henry from the Tennessee Titans. Do you guys see that?
I did see Derrick Henry wearing DJ Stewart jersey, yes.
I think they were college roommates or something like that.
I thought he was college roommates with the tight end. Down the Ravens tight end that's now on the Falcons.
Hurst?
Hayden Hurst?
I thought him and Hurst were college friends.
DJ Stewart went to Florida State.
Okay. Is that where Derrick Henry went?
I don't know. I don't know where Derrick Henry went.
I don't know these things off the top of my head. I should know that. But how bizarre is it to see a superstar like Derrick Henry wearing a DJ Stewart jersey? That's bizarre.
Yeah, that is bizarre. But no, we're going win total here. I'm gonna shock the world, Josh. I'm shocking the world.
I hope you do because I'm a little nervous that mine would shock the world.
Okay, let's see.
Coming positive too.
Yeah, let's see who.
I've got it written down, so I'm not going to change it.
Who has injected more Orioles fever into their veins this offseason. I have the Orioles at 79 wins.
Oh my gosh.
79
Are you
and
insane?
83.
Really?
Oh, wow.
79, that's ridiculous. I've got the Orioles in 4th place with 78 wins.
Oh my gosh. Both you guys are insane.
The
How are they going to get 78 and 79 wins? What team are you looking at?
Because it's hard to lose 100 games. And I see this lineup that can put up runs, and I believe in guys like John Means and Matt Harvey. So I think there's some decent
Matt Harvey
pitching.
will be lucky if he's on this team past the trade deadline. I mean, no, actually, he'll be unlucky if he's still on this team after the trade deadline.
Right. No, Matt Harvey will not be on this team after the trade deadline. We'll get to that in my bold prediction.
No, I'm saying
Bert,
less
what's
than
your
60.
number?
You guys saying 64, 62, that's insane. There's
well,
no
and by the
way.
way, just real quick, Bert, the Orioles finished 25 and 35 last year. 25 and 35 last year.
Yeah, they only got
I think they have a better team than they did
last
last year, and they finished only 10 games under 500 in the 60 games last year. But whatever, go ahead.
But out of the teams that they play the most, and I'm speaking of the American League East, the only team that could be arguably worse than the Orioles is maybe the Red Sox. The other three are by far better than the Orioles.
Agreed.
By far.
And I have that. I have the Red Sox as last place in the AL East, just like last year.
And they might very well be, but there's no chance that the Blue Jays are going to beat the crap out of us. The Rays and the Yankees, all three of those are going to beat the crap out of us all year. We could maybe compete with the Red Sox and maybe hope for 4th place over the Red Sox, but that takes into consideration that we're going to be able to beat a lot of the other teams in the other divisions who are not bottom of the barrel beaters like I think the Orioles are going to be this year. And I'm not a hater. I love the Orioles, but we're barrel feeders this year, guys. There's no chance of approaching 80 wins. That's insane to me.
Hey, you're the one throwing out the number 80. We both
I lost my
in the
connection
70s.
again. Come on.
So
there we go.
Right, Matt,
Sorry.
I like that. I like that you're in that same ballpark as me. You went with the 79. I went with the 78. And I have it as the Red Sox at the bottom of the barrel. I don't think the Red Sox did anything this year to get any better.
Oh, I think the Red Sox are going to be all right. I mean, Bert's right. I think the Red Sox have a great lineup. I mean, you can diss their pitching staff. I think Tampa Bay went to the freaking World Series last year. I think the Blue Jays look like the new, young, exciting team. Vlad Guerrero looks incredible, and the Yankees, are absolutely stacked. And so I wish we were in the AL or NL Central. Like I wish that was the case.
I agree.
Give me realignment with the mid-market, small market teams.
I think the Blue Jays are really interesting. They've added so many different players and veterans and stuff that I think they could go either way. It could not work.
Hey, listen, I'm banking on a full season of Ryan Mountcastle playing like he's done in spring training. I'm banking on Austin Hayes staying healthy and playing like he did in spring training.
And when
I'm banking on
bold predictions. I think my bold predictions line up with the Orioles getting those 78 wins.
I'm banking on Santander playing like he did last year, and except not getting hurt and playing a whole season like that. And so, like with that, I think our offense will be legit. I'm banking on Trey Mancini coming back, who wasn't there at all last year, and playing good baseball. And most importantly, I'm banking on I don't know if it's Zimmerman or if it's Lopez, but we have like 10 starting pitchers, whether it's going to Lothar and Bauman and Kevin Smith. Like there's a whole host of starting pitchers in AAA that I think will figure it out. And I think around the trade deadline, when most teams get worse by trading away talent, we'll get worse in the sense that we'll trade away, I don't know, LeBlanc or something. But then I also think we'll be adding guys like Kevin Smith, like Zach Lothar, like maybe a Yusniel Diaz, maybe even Adley Rutschman, that will make us better. So I think our second half could potentially even be better as we add more young talent. Now, for us to hit 79 wins, everyone needs to overachieve. I get that. This is me glass half full. But more realistically, next year is when you kind of shoot for that 79 number. But I'm banking on us being a year early at that number.
Yeah, and that's my feeling.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Bert.
I was gonna say the you mentioned that, and like maybe guys like Adley Rushman and the younger guys who come up at the end of the season, but there's no chance those guys with zero major league experience are going to come in and beat up on at the end of the season against teams that are vying for their playoff spots and that are at like the peak of their game. So you're not going to pick up any garbage wins at the end of the season. If anything, those guys like Adley Rutschman and the young guys are going to get a punched in the throat of this is what Major League Baseball is like from the teams that are really good, that are really competitive, that are really major playoff contenders. And newsflash, you're playing for the Orioles, where hopefully a couple of years from now you can be in the shoes of the guys who are punching you in the throat right now.
Sure, but
you're making a lot of sense there. But
the end of that season's also when we're playing Houston and Kansas City and Boston, teams that aren't going to be in that playoff run either.
They got a better chance than us.
You said Houston?
Yeah. You think Houston's going to be good this year?
I don't think they're with the Royals and the Orioles.
No, they're not with the Royals and the Orioles, but they're not. I don't think they're a playoff team.
All right, I don't know. Then if they're not, who's the playoff team in the West?
The
Angels, who have one playoff appearance under Mike Trout. The A's. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Not Texas.
No,
send us to the West. Let's play in the West.
Yeah, that's true. But we've
they
always
said we need a second baseman, and the Rangers just DFA'd that guy who punched Jose Bautista in the face. Why don't we pick him up?
I wouldn't be surprised if we do pick him up this week. It's
if he can play second base and he can breathe, we'll take him.
Right. So, all right, you want to get to some bold predictions?
All right, let's do it. Hit the button. I'm not doing it until you hit the button.
I'm getting the button.
Time now for bold predictions.
All right, you want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
All right, I think I like that Bert knows nothing. So we've been focused on these prospects and spring numbers. So Bert's just going to shoot down all of our bold predictions. Yeah, but I think. But my first prediction is Matt Harvey has a great year and is in the talk for comeback player of the year.
So you're saying Matt Harvey pushes Trey Mancini out for comeback player of the year and wins comeback player of the year? That's what I heard.
I said in the talk. I didn't give him the award because everyone's already decided it's Trey Mancini. Doesn't matter what happens, it's Trey Mancini. But I think Matt Harvey is going to have that conversation about based on what's on the baseball field. People will put him in there in the conversation.
All right, I'll go next since you went award season. I'll go with my bold prediction award. I think Ryan Mountcastle will win the Rookie of the Year, best rookie player in all of baseball.
I agree with you. I think Mountcastle's going to hit 40 home runs this year. Did I just shut you up with that one?
You won up my bold prediction there. I mean, I got to see these baseballs first before I make that prediction.
The new baseballs that are not supposed to go as far.
Yeah, but I mean, if he plays like it in spring training, I'll look at that 40 number.
His spring numbers project to well past 40.
Yeah, I thought if we have time to do a little over/under game, and so my my Mountcastle home run over/under at 25. I think I know where you're going with that one.
Yeah, I'll take the over.
Yeah.
All right. So now that
and Mountcastle qualifies still for Rookie of the Year this year.
Yeah,
because of his limited playing time last year, the shortened season, and all that.
A lot of people pushing around nationally as Rookie of the Year candidates, and they're including Mountcastle and Adley. But I don't think.
Yeah, I saw both of their pictures.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's going around because I don't think Adley is going to play this year enough. I think next year is Adley's year.
Yeah.
All right, you got another one?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. I don't know if Bert was playing with us or if he's just hanging out.
If one pops into my head, I'll spit it out.
All right, here's the next one. I've been doing a little research here. We have 30. According to MLB Pipeline, they do their top 30 Orioles prospects, right? I think the Orioles will have a third of their prospects play for the professional base for the Baltimore Orioles this year. 10 of the 30 will play.
10 of their top 30.
10 of the Orioles top 30 will play in the majors this year.
That's a lot.
Yep.
I mean, that's exciting. That's what we clearly expect next year.
I think we're seeing this year. I think we're going to see the full-on youth movement.
I think we were projecting it for this year, and I think I could see that, but I think last year not having a season makes me wonder how projections work.
There's a bunch of pitchers, throw in McKenna, Diaz, that are on AAA, kind of on the verge, that have been added to the 40-man, and so they can come up, and I think a lot of them are going to make their appearance this year. A whole bunch of them.
All right.
If they do, I think that's a great sign. Even if it's after roster expansions or in September or whatever, like if that happens, I'm gonna be feeling real good about next year and the year after that for sure.
Yeah, of course. Here's a prediction that Bert can get on board with. Chris Davis.
All right. No,
I think Chris Davis has 0 at-bats as an Oriole this year. I don't think he even comes up to the majors. I don't think he plays. I think he rides out this weird back injury to sit out the whole season.
Well, again, Josh, you're stealing my over-under because at over-under, Chris Davis, 40 at-bats. I'm guessing you're going with the under.
Where were you going to go?
I said 40 at-bats, which would be like what, 12 games for the over-under number.
He got
40.
2 at-bats in spring training, and now he's been out hurt for all of spring training.
Bert,
we've got a lineup with no place for him.
Bert, would you put the number at 40? Would you say over-under for at-bats for Chris Davis this year?
Well, I'll plead ignorance in the fact that I'm just now getting this update that he's hurt and he's not starting opening day or anything.
Breaking news.
So, do I think what really is going to happen or what I hope is going to happen? It's in the best interest of this team if it's the under. Certainly, he should not play at all, and they should just eat the money and suck it up and buttercup and all that. It bodes well for this team if he's not playing and someone else is taking his spot. So, yeah, I hope for the under. And if there's somebody whispering his shoulder or, pushing him down a stairwell or enticing him one way or the other to not get those 40 at-bats, I'll take it.
Well, they put him on the 60-day IL this week.
Okay, good.
So that's at least 2 months without him. And the problem is I don't see how you fit him in this lineup. Are you going to take Mancini or Mountcastle out of the lineup? It doesn't make any sense.
No.
You want those guys in every lineup.
Definitely. Trey Mancini didn't beat colon cancer, so Chris Davis can strike out 4 times in the game.
Right.
So, Bert, you're suggesting someone, did I hear you right? Push Chris Davis down the stairs?
I didn't. I just said they do what they got to do. I didn't say how or they had to do it or whatever.
Maybe that's why you signed Odor.
Yeah, I'll take Odor and Chris Davis. His back's still hurting him a little bit for one reason or another.
All right, let's go. Let's go on, Matt. You got another bold prediction?
Yeah. All right. So I was going to say top 10, but this is bold. So forget about it. Top 5. The Orioles will finish top 5 in almost every major offensive category: runs scored, slugging percentage, home runs. Top 5 in almost all of them. I'm all on board with this offense.
I agree with you about the offense is going to be hot. Top 5 in almost all of them seems a little.
That's where I went bold. That's where I went bold with it.
Yeah,
that's bold.
All right, I've got all-stars. I think this year we actually have a real all-star and not just Ty Wigginton or someone out there. But here's the problem. I don't know which guy it's going to be. I think Austin Hayes, Ryan Mountcastle, and Trey Mancini could all have all-star-like performances this year.
Well, they better if you're going to get to that 78 win number you said.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think Trey Mancini's the obvious there. I think
Trey gets.
If he doesn't get voted in, he gets the nod from the other coaches. Right. All expectations are he's going to put up the numbers to support it regardless, even if he never had the comeback story. The guy's a superstar regardless.
Right. The problem is Mancini's going to be up against first baseman.
Right. Yeah.
Hayes and Mountcastle are going to be outfield candidates and can sneak in with 3. But
my gosh. It doesn't matter. Mancini could hit 200. People are voting him in. Forget about it.
Okay.
Maybe.
See, and that's where it's hard for me to judge. Like, I know this is the feel-good story is Mancini. But do people in Texas care?
Yeah, like he's been on the headlines. He's been on freaking
I know,
what show he was on?
Because
Today
reporters
Show.
care.
Today's Show.
Right, because it's a feel-good story when lots of things in life suck.
Yes.
It's a good story.
You know, it'd be a feel good story. Him making the All Star game.
It would be.
So I don't know why you're trying to
I'm not
on
saying-
the crap on Trey Mancini
No,
train, Josh.
I'm saying
But maybe you
Trey's
should
gonna
hop
make-
off right now.
Trey's going to make the All-Star team. I don't know if it's going to be fan-voted to get him in. I
It'd
think,
be fan voted.
here's what I think. You know how they do like the final vote candidates? I think maybe they squeeze Trey in there. You know how they do like the separate day of you can vote for one of these 3 people or whatever?
Okay.
Right.
So according to Zips, moving on
Charlie
with mine.
Burr, by the way, is making the same prediction as you about the top 5.
Okay, good. I love it. So according to Zips, now let's go to the pitching. According to Zips, Josh says that means saying Zips projections is redundant. So I'll just say according to Zips.
It's like RBIs.
According to Zips, only one pitcher, as I said before, will finish with an ERA under 4. This is what I knew before. I looked it up for my bold prediction. They just have Tanner Scott. Everyone else with an ERA above 4. Most guys in the 5s or 6s. It's kind of embarrassing. I think 5 Oriole pitchers will be under that number 4 number.
Okay.
And I think 1 Orioles pitcher will have an ERA under 2.
All
5
right.
under 4 and 1 under 2.
All right. Are you going to name them? Or you
I'll
just-
name them. I don't care.
Name 'em. By the way, ZIPS stands for the Zimborski Projection System.
Never would have gotten that.
Oh, that's my boy. That's my boy, Dan Zamborski.
Yeah, the guy that hates the Orioles.
Yeah, we renounced his Orioles fandom when we didn't
Yeah.
sign Shohei Ohtani.
Well, yeah, I'll renounce the Orioles fandom too if they're going to name a stat after me.
Yeah. Shoot, I will too. Anyway, the 5 pitchers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wrote 6. So 5 of these 6 will have an ERA under 4. I don't know which ones, but
All
5
right.
of these 6 will. John Means, Dean Kramer, Matt Harvey, Hunter Harvey, Tanner Scott, and Cesar Valdez. I'm taking Matt Harvey off the list. So it's going to be John Means, Dean Kramer, Hunter Harvey, Tanner Scott, and Cesar Valdez. Will all have ERAs under 4. And Josh, do you know which one will have an ERA under 2?
Hunter Harvey,
Nope. His actually is 3.4.
Tanner Scott.
No, his is actually 3.6, unfortunately.
Wait, did you write down? You wrote
I have
stuff
all the
down next
ERAs.
to each player.
I have all the ERAs.
Or
for
I'll
every
play
player.
Dean Kramer.
No, sorry. He's actually 3.99. He just snuck in under that 4 mark.
John Means.
No, he had an
I'll
ERA
play,
of 3.2.
Matt Harvey.
No, he's actually off my list. He now has an ERA of 4.7.
All
He's
right,
off the
who's
list.
there? I don't remember the guys on your list.
The only guy you didn't mention, Cesar Valdez.
Oh, okay.
He's been nasty in spring training and throwing the nasty fork ball, whatever he's throwing up there, throwing that junk up there, that circle change, whatever. He's
Right.
going to have an ERA under 2. He's going to dominate all of baseball.
Okay.
Cesar Valdez.
In my defense, I that is the one guy I'd never heard of.
Well, 37-year-old journeyman reliever, you know.
All right, I'll throw a pitching thing at you.
Yeah.
I think we will have 10 different starters this year. Get into the rotation.
You stole that's one I had last year. You're stealing my
Well, I
you're
made a
stealing my
list.
bold prediction from last year.
We're going to see starts from John Means, Matt Harvey, Bruce Zimmerman, Lopez, Creamer, Aiken, LeBlanc, Plutko, Valdez, and Scarellaro, whatever his name is, Mac.
Oh, so you're just talking about that on the roster now.
Yeah, I'm
That
not
is
bringing
including
anyone up.
guys in
I'm
the
saying-
minors.
I'm saying guys that are in the roster now.
Well, except for Aiken.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Besides Aiken, guys who are currently on the roster, they're going to mix into this starting rotation and give guys here and there let them start. Or some piggyback.
To me, it doesn't seem that bold that there would be 10 different starters.
Yeah, not
over the
bold
course
at
of
all.
the season. But, I mean,
Lame.
I don't have numbers from it, but I'd be willing to bet there were probably 10 different starters even in that shortened
I
season
think
we
there
had
were like-
last year.
Yeah, I think there were like 15.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about maybe having a 6-man rotation.
Right.
That's just
But
4 more guys.
but
Hey, all
for
right,
Josh,
fine.
the bold thing for Josh is that the 10 guys he named are actually on the team now.
Yeah, that would be
I
It's
named
not
the
just going to
10.
be some guy we get over off a trade or
Right.
off the scrap heap somewhere
No,
to start a game
yeah,
in a
the-
pinch.
Yeah, the bold part is that I'm naming names.
Yeah.
Got it.
And
Got
Josh
it.
probably
Okay.
also has the Orioles trading like Harvey and LeBlanc or whatever. So that's right there. Two more guys
I
who will
do.
start in their
I
place.
have both those guys leaving. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. I just have one more bold prediction.
Oh, good. Me too.
This is the Adley Rutschman prediction. Everyone needs to have an
Oh, boy.
Adley Rutschman
Hold on, that's
prediction.
my projection too.
Oh boy.
When he arrives in Baltimore.
That's exactly what I wrote down.
Oh, you have a date? I have a date.
I have a month.
I have a day.
All right, fine. You want me to pick a day?
Yeah, I have a day.
All right, hold on. I'll change mine to a day.
I'll start with the year 2024. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Ah,
All right, I got my day.
Whoa, hold up. You got the calendar up
My
there?
day.
You got the calendar up?
The schedule?
Yeah, you got the schedule?
Yeah. How else would you pick a day?
I just picked a day. I didn't look at the schedule yet. Hold on. I gotta make sure this is not an off day.
I put down a month. Now I just changed it to a day. All right, fine. This is your prediction, but do you want me to go while you look at a calendar?
Yeah. I gotta
Do
pull
some
up a
actual prep?
calendar.
All right. My day is a Tuesday home game with the Toronto Blue Jays, which is Tuesday, July 6th. Nice 4th of July barbecue. Bring them on up. That's my projection. How about you? Did you find your date yet? What's your date? I'll tell you if there's a game.
I got
was
my
it the
date.
same month at least?
No, it's not the same month.
Okay.
All right. You going early?
I'm going early. I'm going early, baby.
You got a little bit excited about him still playing spring games yesterday, didn't
I
you?
got a little bit excited, Josh. Tell me how June 3rd's looking on your calendar.
Oh snap!
June 3rd.
What we got? Who we got June 3rd, Josh? Who we got for Adley's first game, baby? Who we got June 3rd?
It's an off day.
Okay. Who we got June 4th?
The whole calendar, and you picked an off day.
Who we got June 4th? Give me a
June
Friday night, June 4th.
June 4th, nice
They're
Friday
gonna-
night. It's at home.
They'll announce it. They'll announce it on an off day just to build the hype.
Yes.
for
And it's a
whole
home
day.
game? Yes.
It's a home game.
This is
June
it.
4th. You're going to have a nice Friday night.
Yeah.
Full stadium. I like that. It's a 7:05 start with the Cleveland Indians.
Yes, you heard it here first. Adley Rutschman's first game,
Whoa.
June 4th against the Cleveland baseball team. Your
Right.
birthright. Get the
Oh,
off
wait,
day
aren't
to
they the
pump it
base-
up.
No, they're not. Aren't they still the Indians?
Well, I call them the baseball team.
What?
They-
Did they change their
I
name?
think there's a transition time. I think they're going to be the base. They're the Indians this year, but they're going to phase it out.
This will be the last time the Indians, quote unquote, visit Baltimore.
Hey, yeah. Did you see that? Dan Snyder bought like full ownership of the Redskins now, or something.
Yeah, just for now.
Yeah. Do you think he can use that to now not care and put the Redskins name back on after all of this crap? Wouldn't that kind of be like a Dan Snyder type move? Because it was the minority owners, especially the guy from FedEx, that forced him to change the name and get rid of it. So I wonder if he's going to bought the whole team out just so he can put the name Redskins back on it.
That would be a crazy ballsy move. And I
That's
don't
one-
think he would not get any support for it.
That's
at
my,
least outside of DC.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
my
sorry. I thought we were doing an
bold.
Orioles prediction show, but
That's
maybe
my-
I fell asleep and woke up into a different
Hey,
podcast.
that's my extra bold prediction
Yeah.
that next year the Redskins are back.
All right.
So, all right. Well, all right. Well, I'm glad we wrote down without talking to each other. We wrote down the same number of projections and a lot of overlap.
Yeah. Hey,
It's almost like you guys planned this show out.
Yeah. we haven't done show notes in at least 2 years.
hey, I do show notes almost every show. Okay, don't bring
No, I
me
mean
down
together.
with you.
Together.
Together. Well, even together we haven't. Yeah, we didn't do it together today.
Yeah, no, I got a whole page of notes. You don't
Yeah.
know what any of it says.
All right. Hey, I want to get a PS5 update from you, Josh.
Oh, I've got one.
But before we get there, I got a few over-unders. You touched on some of these, but can we do real quick rapid fire over-under?
All right, sure. Let's do.
Get impressions from you and Bert.
Pew, pew, pew.
John Means, 10 wins, over-under.
Over.
Over.
Over
But that
10
means
wins?
if
Over
we're
10
going to
wins.
have less than 60 wins, he
Yeah.
accounts for what, 50% of
Yeah.
our wins?
Over 10. I mean, we got to get 78 wins.
Trey Mancini, batting average 280, over-under.
Over. I just said he's going to be in the All-Star game.
Yeah, but I don't think his batting average is going to have
Right,
anything
you
to
think
do with it.
cancer's getting him in?
I think he's going to be good. He'll be above 250, but I don't think 280 is a stretch.
Bert's giving him a Make-A-Wish trip to the All-Star game.
Hey, I'm not trashing the guy.
Orioles
yeah.
trade deadline moves over under 2.5.
Under.
No, I think it's over. I think it's over. Yeah, I mean, Matt Harvey is a given, so it's just need to have 1.5 other guys
Yeah, but that
or
half is
1.5
always
other
hard to
moves.
find.
Well, I feel like there's always a random bullpen arm. Like last year, like Blyer. Last year was a bunch of bullpen arms. Castro, Blyer, Gibbons. This year, I think it could be, I don't know, maybe a Fry or another random bullpen guy will be traded.
Yeah, I don't know. I see LeBlanc and I see Harvey, and I don't know beyond that.
The big question is Santander. Does that outfield get too crowded where Santander is traded? I think that's the big one to watch.
Or Mancini.
No. No.
All right.
You say no, but I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
Yeah. But no, I think that's why it's really important that Santander plays really well the first half of the season. Because I think Mike Elias would love to flip him for a good prospect when you still have a bunch of good outfitters out there, assuming Mullins is playing well and Harvey's playing well.
Yeah.
Matt Harvey, ERA, 4.50, over under.
Oh, under. I listed him as comeback player candidate.
I mean, 4.5 is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving him under.
I'll take it from any of them.
And 12
Yeah.
wins.
All right, last one. Scott Garceau, mispronunciations of names, 168, over under. That means over one
over.
per game.
Yes.
Um,
I'm going with over 1 per game.
Well, I
think the
don't-
1
he
per
might not
game is
announce-
easy.
he probably won't announce every game, so I guess over 1 per game. Yeah, however many games he announces.
Yeah.
Let's say
I was-
75.
If he
So I'll put the number at 76.
All right, if he calls the
mispronunciations.
person by the wrong name, does that count as a misinterpretation?
Yes. Yes.
Then, yeah, then well over.
Either pronounce his name wrong or say the wrong name.
Yep.
And
Over
is there
1 per
anyone
game.
actually tracking this statistic?
I will track it this season.
It's so funny to
Just
me.
follow Twitter, and Twitter will track it. Trust me.
Yep.
You
Oh,
log on to
no
Twitter,
doubt.
they're all over it.
Uh-huh.
He gets killed on Twitter with
I've
Orioles
never seen an
Twitter.
announcer so
Which-
killed.
Which is funny because I think everyone that kills him loves him on the Scott and Jeremy show.
Well, and
no one
for
compares
me,
him to that.
Club, yeah.
growing up as a little kid and being an Orioles fan, like if you met Scott Garceau, it was like the equivalent of meeting an Orioles player.
Mhm.
But how the mighty have fallen. Nobody cares about Scott Garceau anymore. In fact, they go out of their way to trash the poor guy.
And it's amazing though, because there's been a purge in kind of the announcers, but somehow he survived the purge. It's
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
like he's untouchable.
He's getting right. Right. Everyone else is gone. They fired so many people this past year.
People who were with the team longer and were better at their job, and somehow he survives. I like
Salary,
that's impressive.
Salary. He must get paid in peanuts.
Oh my! Don't get me started on salary. Phew.
Yeah.
I'm just applying for college jobs.
Yeah.
And I just got my first response. Hey, listen, if you want to go further along the interview process, we need to tell you like what we're paying you. And I said, we're done here.
Popcorn.
I said, we're done here. We're done.
Well, what state was the college in?
North Carolina.
See, that's part of what you got to look into is Maryland things cost a whole lot more. Like
But
I can
Josh,
make less money in Florida.
It
and
don't
be
matter,
better off
Josh.
than in
It
Maryland.
doesn't matter,
It
Josh.
was
You know,
that bad?
do you know what the number was? I'll tell you what the number was.
What was the number?
40,000.
That's beneath you?
Yes, it's beneath me.
I'm
Yeah.
just messing with you. I understand.
And there's a state income tax in North Carolina.
Yeah. What,
I'm a unionized teacher
That's-
making bank. I'm not gonna
No,
40,000.
that's not much more.
I'm not
than
moving my
minimum.
whole family for 40,000.
Aren't they trying to make minimum wage $15 an hour?
And I did the math. I think the minimum wage is like 36,000 or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Because 40 would be about $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know that you're going to be putting in more than 40 hours a week.
Yeah. So
So-
I told
Not to
them,
mention all the hours you put in to earn your doctorate.
that's what I'm
Right.
saying. This is like master's, doctorate, the money and time I
what they're
put into
giving you.
this. It
Do they
blows my-
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's
You
a
at least get
barely
some
minimum
TAs.
wage job.
So,
but it shows. That someone's going to take that job for that amount. So
maybe,
from them.
maybe,
Good
or
luck
they
with
come
that.
back
Good luck to 'em.
and raise that number up.
Over or under the amount I'm going to make in my first college teaching job. 45. I'll take the under, people. Take the under.
Or play hardball. Take the over and refuse to take it until it's over.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, I have another job, so I don't
Yeah.
need to take it.
So I never.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I never filled Bert in on our ball 4 segment. Are we gonna do that this week? Or
No,
we
let's
gonna
just do the
take that weekend?
PS5 update. We can do the ball
All right.
4 next week. I got some books though. I read the newest Stephen King book that came out this past month.
All right. Well,
But
I'll just throw
I'll
out
say that
there.
next week.
I'll just throw out my 1 ball 4 because people want to do it this week. Is T-Mobile? Today is when they're giving away the MLB.TV accounts for free. So if you have T-Mobile, go get that. If you don't have T-Mobile, reach out to someone that does have T-Mobile to get the free year.
Yeah, or be related to someone who has T-Mobile.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, you said reach out.
Fine. Send me a text after this, and I'll set you up.
But are there blackout restrictions? Like if you're in Baltimore, can you still watch it on your phone?
Josh.
Yeah, no, there's blackout restrictions, but when you're then whatever in Hawaii, you can watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get really annoyed that I get the Tampa Bay Rays blackouts when I am like 3 hours from Tampa.
Yeah, and you don't care about
So
that.
if the Orioles are playing Tampa, you can't watch it unless it's on local TV.
Right. And I have YouTube TV, and they're not on there, so I have to use the Reddit streams.
They should
Right.
ask you, do you care about this team before they black it out? Because it defeats the purpose. Before the blackout is because they don't want you watching the games. But if you say I don't care about this team, then they should let you watch it.
And remember, Masson has a app out this year. It's not in the App Store yet, but they say they'll have an app this year.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that's a good
Unbelievable.
over/under. Over/under app day release. What happens first? Adley Rutschman's caught up, or the app is released?
Adley, I think Adley. I don't think they planned an app until everyone got all upset about everything this offseason, and they quickly put out a press release. Oh, we're gonna have an app. So, all right, you want a PS5
Yeah,
update?
I'm sitting there waiting for the PS5 update.
Well, here is the
What's that?
headphones. The headphones that I bought a month ago for my PlayStation.
They're still in the box. That's not a good sign.
They're still in the box, and they are I cannot return them now. They are past the return date. It's been 56 days since I paid for my PlayStation, and you know what? It showed up an hour ago.
Oh.
Before show, I got it right here.
Wow.
Oh my.
And
Very cool.
So hold up. So just to clarify, last week,
yeah,
he said it was coming.
yeah. So if you remember last week, I gave you the update, and I said, oh, he would never hear this. I then texted you after the show to say, oh, he heard it and sent me a message.
Yeah,
So-
good. Add some pressure.
So it was a little pressure. So
use your platform.
I had a couple more for sures in the past week.
Yeah, he said
So
for
then-
sure tomorrow. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I finally told him over the weekend, I said, hey, show is Tuesday at 8:00. That's the deadline. If you don't want to get made fun of again. And he showed up. He showed up an hour before showtime.
Oh, Josh played hardball.
A little bit of hardball. I should have done this
Nice.
54 days ago.
Yeah. Do you think
So-
he went out and robbed someone to get the PlayStation just so he wouldn't be called out again?
I don't think so.
All right, but it's
we'll
all right.
see.
You got the
Never know.
PlayStation.
It doesn't matter. It's mine.
So props to your
It's
friends
yours.
for the hookup.
So I'll set it up after the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it worked out well. I meant to do this at the top of the show. It's at the top of my show notes for a shout out for a new Patreon member this week, Joe Chambers,
All right.
who hopped on board. So definitely want to
Thanks.
thank him. Remember, you can go on over to support on section336.com and support us on Patreon because we're no longer doing commercials or any of that. We're just going to be Patreon and listener supported.
There you go.
Nice.
And Josh,
I have
yeah, go ahead, Bert.
I was gonna say I have a small piece of news I wanted to share with you guys. It's a little bit disappointing because last year my son's baseball clinic got canceled because of COVID, and he's all registered. We're good to go for this season. I don't know what the pandemic restrictions are going to be so far, but we got the email from his coach with the team assignments,
Oh no.
and
Oh no.
I don't have much info as far as full schedule yet.
Don't say it,
But
Bert.
as soon as I know, you will know. I do know our team is
Oh no.
the Yankees this year.
Oh no.
Why do they even offer the Yankees
Why?
in Baltimore area? That should be just a default. You
I
don't
was
want that.
just it was a painful email to receive.
So how did Albie handle you telling
I
him
know
he's not
Al-
allowed to play this year?
I know how Albie handled it. Albie handled it saying like, My entire life, I've always wanted to be a Yankee. Since I was a little kid, I've always wanted to be a Yankee.
Exactly.
It's a dream come true.
Right. You take that picture in case he gets a chance to be a Yankee one day.
I think we told him at dinner tonight. I said, "Well, I got bad news, son. We got your T-ball team or clinic team assignment, and I'm not happy about the team you're assigned with. It's the Yankees." And he said, "Who?" So I guess that's okay. If he's never heard of the Yankees, that's almost as good as hating them.
I was on the Red Sox a bunch when I was a little league. It didn't impact me at all. I turned out fine, even playing on the Red Sox for a while.
I was super bummed because last year he was assigned. We were all ready to go with the Mariners, and then they canceled the season.
I thought you were the Diamondbacks for some reason. No,
that was 2 years ago.
3 years ago, we were the We've been the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, and we were supposed to be the Mariners last year, but that fell through. So now we're to the Yankees. Whoop-de-doo. I normally the dad. I buy the T-shirt, the ball cap, support the son's T-ball team, clinic team. I mean, I'm thinking maybe I just get a T-shirt that says New York City on it, or I Heart New York. Maybe I don't know.
I think
I can't do it.
I think a nice Yankees suck shirt and go the.
But it's
opposite.
his team. They don't suck.
You put on a zip up hoodie and you just zip it up to cover up the suck.
It's going to be a struggle, but we'll make it through. There's always next year.
You could do like a Zach Britton Yankee jersey, right? Or Darren O'Day Yankee shirt.
Mike Mussina
or Babe Ruth. He's a Baltimore guy. You can't fault the guy for something that happened 80 years ago.
Yes.
Maybe I'll go that way.
Yeah,
and at least according to your mom, he's a distant relative, right?
Bert, this is
absolutely. Depending on who you ask. Don't get my Aunt Lena started. Yeah.
You guys are forgetting the most obvious one for Bert.
What's that?
Don Mattingly.
Oh, thank you, Josh. Oh, you just took a giant weight off my shoulders. You're absolutely right.
But you got to
Can Albie grow a mustache? Oh, you went Bert. Can Albie grow a mustache?
I will. I'll stop shaving today. Shoot. All right. I'm all in now. You guys got me feeling much better about this. Thank you. This is why I came back on the show. You guys pulled me up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh.
Good. Now you can sleep better at night and have better dreams.
Absolutely. Both.
All right, good. Well, this has just been a really successful show. Josh got his PlayStation. Bert is now comfortable with his son's team. Right. This is just good. The Orioles are going to win 79 games. This is just good feels all around.
Absolutely.
And Birdland tonight starts on Thursday with opening day. So make sure you're checking that out.
Yep. Who's hosting opening day, the first game of the season? Who's doing the first post game?
And Paul Val are on Thursday night.
All right.
So you got to click the little like bells and notifications. No, they're going to be in Boston.
No, but that's right. This opening day. Never mind.
We've been over this.
We've been over this. Orioles starting on the road.
It's been an hour, Matt.
Big circle back what happened already.
But real home opener will be there.
Yes.
Unless something changes between now and
then. We'll be there.
Okay, good.
All right, wrap it up.
Looking forward to it.
Bert's losing it.
All right, boys and girls. You can like us on Facebook, social media, all that stuff. You can follow us on Twitter. You should tweet at Bert Rohde to tell us he should join us more. You can follow Bert Rohde at
Bert Rohde. Yeah.
And you can follow Josh
at Josh Soroka.
So nice.
And you can follow me at Section 336. Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.